I think I've thoroughly covered my paper with water. If you check against the light, you'll very quickly pick up if there are any dry patches on your paper. There are none here. It's important to have your board free. Don't clutter up your board with your water and your paint. Your board must be free, especially now for lifting up, so that any excess water can drain off the board. Just tap and get the excess water off. And now we're ready to stroke the raw sienna in. I've already mixed a well of raw sienna, you'll see it here. I can't tell you how strong to make the paints, and I can't explain to you how wet to make the paper. The thing with watercolor is to gauge the strength of your wash, the strength of your pigment against the wetness of your paper, and this can only come with experience. The more you paint, the more you'll get the hang of this. Okay, here we go into the wet paper with the raw sienna wash. I'm alternating my strokes from side to side so that I don't get build up on one side. And I haven't made enough paint, and I'm going to run out of it. You can even it out a little. Make a little bit more. And the idea with just a plain tint wash is to get it as even and as smooth as possible. I'm using a very nice, very, very soft 1.5 inch flat brush. Don't use a bristly brush because it can scratch the sizing on the paper, and I've explained to you what sizing is. If the sizing gets scratched, then it will make little hair marks on your paper. Now I've got a little bit of build-up of pigment in the middle. If you just pick it up and let it run, there should be enough water on your paper for it all to even out and get quite nice and smooth. So there you are, there's your first graded paper. It's not a graded wash, it's a plain, flat, pale yellow wash, which I'm going to put on one side to dry. Now my pale yellow wash is dry, and I'm now going to put the same yellow, the same raw sienna again, but this time we're going to try and achieve a graded wash, which means much darker at the top and grading down to very light at the bottom. You can do it the other way around. You can start very light and increase the tone towards the bottom. I find it easier to start with the dark and then add more water so that it gets lighter and lighter. But first of all, we have to wet the paper again. We're always wetting the paper again. Now, because there's already paint on the paper, you be very quick and gentle with this. Don't scrub up and down because you'll start to lift the pigment that is already dried. So quickly and softly, very gently. It still must be thoroughly covered with no little dry streaks. Again, that's not nearly wet enough. Let's try again. Plenty of water. Because your paper this is why we stretch the paper. Because we can wet it over and over again like this, and it will relax and bill up sometimes. It might even go wavy on your board. But when it dries, it will dry absolutely flat and tight again. There we are now. I'm getting rid of the excess water, letting it run off. That looks fine. Excess water is off. Now I'm going with my raw sienna again. And hopefully I'll get it nice and strong at the top this time, and we can grade downwards, letting it get lighter and lighter. So these top two strokes must be strong. And then I'm going to start adding more water so that they decrease in tone as they come down the page. Add water, and don't put any at all at the bottom. It's quite dark enough at the top. Just going to put a little bit more. I've cheated and put a little bit of burnt sienna to get more impact. Okay. Now, you'll see there's a little bit of streakiness here, but we can get rid of that quite easily by tipping the board and letting the paint run down. Be patient with it. It will gradually sink down and give a nice smooth effect. If there's minor striations, it doesn't matter. We're going to make a landscape out of it, so it will all add to the atmosphere.